What's up, everybody? I'm comedian Michael Halcomb. This is the Messed Up to Setups podcast. Today I have with me comedian David K, but he's also like a Superman fundraiser. Dude's raised over $3.5 million. He does corporate comedy, does all kinds of stuff. He acts. We're gonna chat, talk about all this, so stick around.
It's all messed up, yeah. Everything's messed up. We're going from this mess up to the next setup. Everything seems so messed up, but it's just our setup.
Hey everybody, I'm Michael Halcomb, and with me today, David K. David, it's good to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you too, Michael.
Yes. So I called you right there in the lead, dude. Like, Superman fundraiser, dude. $3.5 million.
Yes.
Wow.
How or wow?
Wow.
Wow. Yes, it is a wow. That's a lot. I mean, well, that's cumulative of over 10 years, but still,
Still.
that's
Wow.
quite a bit.
Yeah, it's amazing, dude. Wow. And I do want to ask how, but first, we'll circle back. But so tell us, like, who you are and where you are, and yeah, that kind of stuff.
Okay. First of all, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I'm based out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I've been here. I started out in stand up here in Pittsburgh and
Mm.
traveled for years. I did a lot of stand up comedy over the years. Started out at the Funny Bone in Pittsburgh when it was here, and
Mm.
now, wow, let's see. It's a long row, dude. I've been doing stand up since, get ready, teen 87.
Wow.
I started in 87, went full time in 1990, and haven't looked back. And
Amazing, dude.
and
Wow.
I went through doing exactly as every stand-up comedian does it. I started out doing open mics. I won a contest, and the contest got me my first gig working for a real club, for the Funny Bone here in Pittsburgh.
Huh.
And then I won another contest that got me a shot at the Montreal Comedy Festival.
Wow.
So I got on that was in, geez, 92. And then I got a spot on America's Funniest People that helped get me a little bit of cred
Right.
amongst club owners. And then I became a comedy club journeyman, really. Comedy clubs,
So you've been
colleges,
on the road a lot?
corporate. I was on the road full time from 1990 up until about 2006.
Wow.
So, and then when, after my daughter was born, well, my daughter was born in 2001, and then I went through a divorce in 2004.
Mm.
So I had to figure out a way to stay home. And I decided to open up my own comedy club. And by that time, I'd been doing stand up comedy fundraisers for probably about 4 or 5 years at that point. And
Wow.
then I just had this comedy club, and then went ahead and just created this thing, this funny fundraiser is what I call it. And
Huh.
I've been, my bread and butter is really in the fundraising business, my funny fundraiser event, and then I do comedy clubs and corporate and privates and things on the
Mm.
side, you know.
Wow. So how did the idea for the fundraising come about? Like, what was the genesis of that?
Well, that came out of, I got a phone call from a friend of mine who was a volunteer fire department. They had a they were a member of a volunteer fire department. And well, her husband was, and she said, "Hey, we want to do a fundraiser, but we wanted to bring comedians in. Can you do that?" And I said, "Sure." I said, "What do you want me to do?" And she said, "Well, if I just want a couple of comedians, and then we'll provide everything else." I said, "Do you need a microphone? No. Do you need lights? No." Okay, good. So I went to the event. Uh, the microphone sucked. The lighting was no lighting. Uh, Nobody was there. I'm like, "Well, what happened?" And they're
Uh,
like, and she said, and this is really how it happened. This is exactly. She said, "Well, um, Jerry was supposed to print flyers for this show, but he got fired from his job at the print shop, so he couldn't make the tickets or the flyers. The DJ who was supposed to bring the sound, he ended up uh, picked up a wedding, so he went to the wedding instead. Yeah, so and he was supposed to bring us a spotlight, but he didn't. So I'm like, okay. I said, well, how about this? Next time I'll make the flyers. So I made the flyers, and they didn't have any sound and lights. And I'm like, okay, next time I'll bring some sound. So I rented a sound system and a light, and then somebody at that event said, "Can you do that for us?" And I was like,
wow.
"Yeah, I can do that." And so it really came out of word of mouth and trial and error, and realizing that anybody who tells you that they have really good lights and sound is a liar.
Right.
And you won't, and they're not going to have it. They're not going to have it.
Oh,
So,
dude.
I started to amass this equipment, and I became proficient in Photoshop
Right.
and Adobe, and you're not going to believe this, but I'm almost embarrassed to say it. Uh, I still use Corel Draw.
You see,
All right, okay. Look, is it that bad?
yeah,
You should see my flyers.
dude, you
I
still
have
use
one.
Paintbrush as well? Microsoft Paint. Oh, dude,
Yeah, yeah. I I swear to God, I swear I still use Corel Draw, and I like to have like the newest version of it, which is,
that's great,
it's
dude.
like it's sad,
Oh,
but you know what? I
dude,
know it. I know it, and people are happy with the product. So
yeah.
what are you going to do?
Dude, you should Canva's really good if you ever interested
Well,
in
yeah, you
switching.
know what? I've thought about it. I've thought
Yeah,
about using Canva. I really have. But I'll tell you, the only reason why I haven't really gone to it is because um it's the learning curve, you
yeah.
know?
But
There's a learning curve with
if you
everything.
know Adobe and Corel, Canva, you could do it in your sleep. I mean, it's so intuitive,
Yeah.
it's fast, it's sleek, it's powerful. It's one of those things that like I couldn't do what I do if I didn't have it. Right.
Is it
I know
it's a
Photoshop and Illustrator, but yeah.
it's the online app, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's powerful. I mean, I still have an Adobe subscription, but I use Canva. Like it's
Uh,
just every day, like literally every single day. I
all
just
right,
have
I'll check it out. I'll
yeah.
try it out.
Yeah.
But then I've been doing this for a long time.
I
And
I love how self-aware you are about the Corel Draw. That's the best part of it.
people are looking at me like, "Where are you from? What century? What
Yeah,
century are you in?"
right. Oh, dude, that's great.
Like, I know people are like, they just shake their head. They're like, "Yeah, that's really sad. That's sad. It's really
Oh,
just
man.
pathetic."
You're still running Microsoft DOS over there or whatever it is. Floppy disks. Oh, dude, that's great. That's awesome. Well,
So
so yeah, yeah. Well, keep
so
going.
that's
You got the
that's
thing
how I
going.
got started. So
Yeah, you got the fundraiser going, and that's a pretty like unique niche to be in. But
it
I
is a unique niche, and I'll tell you what. Knowing that this is you're a clean podcast, knowing that I have to have clean material and clean comedians, it makes it really difficult, because a lot of times comedians are like,
uh,
"Oh, well," and I say you have to be clean. They're like, "Well, what do you mean by clean?" I'm like,
right, right.
if I have to
Yeah.
explain what that is to you, then you have no concept of what what I'm trying to
Right.
provide.
Yep. Yep. I get that, dude. I totally get it. And it's kind of like an ongoing discussion because there are many definitions of clean comedy, it seems, as there are clean comedians, right?
Yes,
Everybody's kinda
yeah.
got their own.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'll do events where innuendo is fine, but
Right,
sometimes they don't even want innuendo.
right.
I just did a Christmas party on Tuesday night. Was it that was last night? And it's
Seems
not.
so long ago.
Who cares? I can't tell. I can't tell anymore. Time has no
Uh,
meaning to me. Uh, and it was the I was the youngest person. I was the youngest person there by far, and I'm not going to give it away how old I am, but these people were well past senior citizen age, and it was a historical society, and quite honestly, they
wow.
were part of the history. So I mean, they were the people that made the history of this town. So 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 the woman says to me, she said, the last time you did this for us, they said just be really clean. But she's like, you know what? These people are all old. If they haven't heard it already, then it's too late for them. And I'm like, okay, but I made sure that you can go to it. There's a limit. You go to, you push it and then you bring it back.
Mm,
And I do so many different events that are where they'll say, well, we want family clean. Well, there are going to be kids
right,
there. Yes.
right.
Okay. Well, if that's what we have to do, that's what you have to do. And I'm
Yeah,
not trying to censor anybody. I don't try to censor the comedians
right.
that work for me, but they just have to understand what the client wants. I'm just
Exactly.
providing them
Right,
with the product.
right,
And if anybody thinks we are not a product, um, you really have to start realizing that as a stand-up comedian,
right.
you're a product, you're a brand, you're a business. So
Yeah. It's like going through the drive-through, right, and getting the wrong thing. Like, you bring these comedians because you book
yeah,
a clean
that's
show,
exactly right. That's exactly right. Yeah,
like.
that's a good way to look at it. I
Yeah.
would have, yeah.
So you've been at this a while. I mean, you did the whole road thing, you've got you produce shows. What are you, so the producing, the comedy fundraiser, I was looking at the Slapstick, is that what it is? What's the website?
Slapsticks Productions, yes.
Yeah, Slapsticks Production. I was looking at that. You got like a whole lineup of comedians there. Are they the ones that sort of feed into your fundraising thing or what?
Well, you know what I have to do is I have to update that. I gotta update that. I gotta update my comedian page. But I do use a lot of the folks that are that are listed on the Slapsticks production page. But I've been getting newer comics too,
Mm,
and so yeah, but they kind of give you a baseline of the comedians that I use on a regular basis,
gotcha.
and I use a couple of really strong comics that I really enjoy working with, um, and they do really well in the situations that I have
Mm.
them in. So
Nice. Yeah, so we're looking at the page. I got it pulled up here. There's a whole host of people here. It's a lot, man. A lot of connections there and
yeah, and
uh
a lot of the comics that I used that are pictured there, a lot of them have moved on to cruise ships
okay.
because cruise ships are almost. I mean, they're like almost like the corporate now of
Mm,
what people are looking for. It really is the new comedy club. I
hmm,
mean, and it's steady work.
right.
So, but guys like this guy, like Mike Wysocki, he's a local guy here in Pittsburgh. He does a really nice job for me. Bob Golub, originally from Sharon, PA, but now he's a LA comic. I use
Yeah.
Bob in most of my comedy club work. Brad Lowry, another guy, really funny guy out of near Scranton, Pennsylvania. I use him. Moody McCarthy, if you've never seen Moody, very funny guy.
Wow. Yeah, Rocky Laporte. Yeah,
Rocky
definitely.
Laporte, poor Rocky, just in a terrible car
I
accident
know.
this year, and hopefully he's going to get back on his feet again. So it's
Wow.
terrible to see what's happened. It's really a shame what happened to that poor guy. I
Yeah.
love Rocky Laporte. He's a great guy. Oh,
Yeah.
look at that. That's oh, you're looking at the davidk.biz.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at
Yeah, yeah. So this is your personal site for those watching or
Yeah, that's my
yeah.
personal comedy site, yeah,
And there's
and
the,
that's the
dry
Dry
bar.
Bar Comedy Special, and I
Nice.
don't you know what? I should have the, I should get a link to my, sh Huckabee show.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
a,
Alright. I
I
just,
should have that other link up there.
yeah, I just, was talking earlier today to John Floyd. Do you know him by chance?
John Floyd!
Yeah.
Oh, no. No, I don't.
You said
No idea. No.
you led me to believe you did. That was great.
Mm.
A great misdirect there. Yeah, he was the last guy to do stand up on Huckabee.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool, yeah. You know what? I was really surprised when I did that show, I had no idea. I knew that, Mike Huckabee was a big fan of he's a bass player. He plays bass guitar,
Okay.
and I would have never known that, but, um, interestingly enough, one of the guests on the show that night had written a book about all of Mike Huckabee's bass guitars. And the different people that gave him these bass guitars. You wouldn't believe all the country
Huh.
singers, rock bands that gave him a bass guitar, you know, and
Interesting.
and then he played with the band at the end of the show, and I was, like, blown away by it. You know, there's an old dude just boom, in his suit just banging away on it. It was railing on his bass axe.
Oh, dude, the idea too that somebody all right, so Mike Huckabee's niche. Mike Huckabee, the bass player, is even more niche.
Yes.
And the fact that Mike Huckabee's bass collection is even more niche, but the fact that somebody wrote a book about Mike Huckabee's bass
And
collection.
it's weird because this guy, that's what he does, is he writes books specifically about, people's guitars and their collections.
Oh, man.
It's,
Humans are interesting, bro.
it's,
Oh,
what's the, saying? There's a I'm gonna say there's a shoe for every foot, but that's not it. I don't think that's there's a hat for every head. I don't know. What's the saying? What is it?
I'm
There's
lost.
a there's a every pot has a lid. There's a lid
Uh,
for every pot.
oh, there
That's
you
it.
go. I love that you found your way there. I was just thinking if the shoe fits, but
If
yeah.
the shoe fits. No, no, I knew it had something to do with something, the lid in a pot, the pot and the lid. That's the
Oh,
old,
man,
my
dude,
wife uses that one all the time.
that's funny, bro.
There's a lid
Well,
for every pot.
shows that you're semi listening to her. So, so
Somewhat.
so you've been at this a long time. All right. So this is one question I try to ask like everybody who comes on here. Imagine somebody's out there listening or watching and they're thinking, I want to try stand-up comedy.
Oh,
Like I want to do it. What's your best piece or two of advice?
oh, get another hobby. Find something else that you want to do. Find something that's going to pay you and make it, and it's going to um uh it's going to add to your life versus drain it all out. Uh if you really look, if you this is what I think. If you really do want to do stand up, you've got I think for me that what really helped me become a working stand-up was to find other people that are already successful or that seem like they know what they're doing and get with them. Make them your support
Mm,
group, your compadres that you want to hang out with. Because there's a lot of there's a lot of people circle the world of comedy.
yeah.
They come in and they come out, but stick with the people that really um love what they're doing and you can that are succeeding. um
Mm,
it, and find that group in your town. There's a lot of open mics out there. And I don't know. I don't know that every open mic that is out there that's out there is really even conducive to helping you learn how to do stand-up comedy, because a lot of
wow.
people don't
Wow.
even know how to run their own open mics.
Right.
And so, um, and try to find the club in your area uh, that's producing comedians, that's actually got comedians at their roster that came up, from the ground up. So, um,
Mm,
and then try to
wow.
be honest with yourself when you're writing. I mean, and find that voice. That's what you have to do. I mean, finding that voice is really what takes all the energy.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know if
those
that's
are
I don't know if that helps.
no, those are killer pieces of advice. Riffing on just the comment about open mic, right? Of course, I've done my fair share of open mics. I've found it really hard after doing paid shows, whether like opening, hosting, featuring, headlining, whatever. I've found it almost impossible for myself to go back to open mics, right? And that I don't say that arrogantly at all. What I mean is like I'm 45, dude. I have 3 teenagers, like one daughter's, in college. Like I I don't wanna go, 1, to an open mic on a Wednesday night and have to wait behind 20 comedians to do 4 minutes.
Right. Right.
I
Right.
have to give up a dinner with my family plus 3 hours, like,
Yeah.
to go do 4 minutes of comedy, and it's just not worth it to me, right?
Well, if you're gonna do that, you have to be in the right place to do it. And, I mean, doing open mics in the cellar of a bar in Kansas City, Missouri is not where you're gonna
Right.
get that. You're not gonna get that kind of uh, uh experience to make it worth your while. So, when I see comedians going, "I'm gonna move to LA," or "I'm gonna move to New York," I say, "Good, that's where you need
Mm,
to go," or
mm,
go to, Chicago. Chicago's the second city for they call it the
yeah,
second city for a reason, because a lot of, really strong,
right,
performers have come out of there, uh, from and they've come out of Second City. They've
yeah.
come out of uh, what's the one that's out of New York? The
Gotham? I don't know. Would
Brigade
yeah, the Upright Comedy Brigade,
Upright
Upright
Comedy
Citizens,
Brigade
yeah. Yeah,
has produced a number of,
yeah,
strong comedians, and a lot of them started out doing improv. They started
right,
out in improv situations, and they built characters. You know, don't think of stand-up comedy as if you're starting out, don't think of getting behind a microphone and standing on a stage in front of 12 people in an audience is the ultimate goal. That's not it. The ultimate goal is to develop your character
yeah.
and create. I say this to everybody: develop the character, write a pilot, create a sitcom character that you can shop around, create
Oh,
a character on on a YouTube platform.
yep,
I see this woman that's out there now. She calls herself she wears golf outfits all the time, and she's like this loud bash woman that she's got a huge following. They all wear like sun visors. All of her
Oh,
followers wear sun visors, and they oh, I can't remember what the hell she calls. Heck, she calls herself, but she's
huh.
got a huge following,
Yeah.
and she fills theaters. So build that character.
Yeah.
Build. Don't be afraid to put on makeup and create or put on a hat and some glasses and a stupid outfit, a goofy outfit, and
Right.
create that character
Right.
because because people are that's what people are gonna notice. They're
Well,
gonna go, "Oh,
that's
wow, look at that."
interesting. Talked to various comedians about this, but social media today, right? And like this is a lot of what I'm having to do to complement my stage time is like on social media, create these sketch videos.
Yes,
Right.
yeah,
That
and if you
that's
find the right character to become that great
yeah,
sketch character, there's a
right.
guy here in Pittsburgh, he's not even a stand-up comedian, but he's calls himself Pittsburgh Dad, and he talks like a real Pittsburgher, and he talks like a dad, and it's just him talking into the camera and making a lot of cliche remarks, making a lot of thing, but he's Pittsburgh famous is
Right.
what he
He's
is.
like touched the local nerve,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Essentially.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of guys there. I've seen other guys that and women that do like they're like this one guy I've seen out of Philadelphia calls himself Aunt Pat, and he dresses like a kind of uh
Like a motherly
like
aunt
like
figure?
an ant, but
Yeah.
like the ant that, that smokes cigarettes and,
Right.
real hard talking, and, again, people love that.
Yeah.
People love that character, so if you find something like that, develop it, you know,
Yeah.
and
Right.
have a plan, you gotta have a plan. I never had a plan, and that's why I'm sitting in my little office here, and not
Well, what do you mean by that? Have a plan? You mean for doing the social? What do you like all of it? What do you mean?
have a plan for what you wanna be doing and, set a goal and get to it. One of the things that I found for myself was if I said it out loud before I put it in motion, it never got done.
Wow. Yeah.
That's I don't know
You
if
get
that
yeah.
I don't know if, saying it out loud sometimes makes you think you've already done it.
Right. Yeah.
So if you don't say anything about it and you just plan to make that goal,
Yeah.
then I think you've got a better chance at hitting that goal,
Right.
you know?
It's like telling people like dude, I've got this great idea for a book.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you say the idea for the book and then it's not happening, dude.
No.
Oh,
It's funny. I when I was starting to do when I started to do stand-up comedy, I was a, mechanical engineer by trade. I was 26 years old, I was a mechanical engineer, and that's when I decided to do stand-up comedy. But I had as an engineer, I had so many ideas that I thought were just gonna, like, crush it, and I'd say them out loud and, I'll never forget, recycling came in real big. Like everybody said, we're going to start recycling now. We're going to take plastic and recycle it. And we're going to, and then I said to a friend of mine, I said, you know what we should do? We should start a company where we go around to like these really expensive houses and we separate out their garbage and separate the plastics and the glass bottles from their garbage, and we do that for them. And he's like, that would never happen. Nobody would do that. And it happened. And it happened. I said it out loud. I should have just started going through people's trash and just taking it out of there. Oh, I mean, I mean, that's, I mean,
right.
that's just one of the many ideas that I had that,
Yeah,
that
there you
never
go.
worked, I never followed through on. So.
So as a comedian, like, Do you have a writing process? I'm always fascinated and curious about how
Yeah.
each comedian works. Like, what do you have a day and time that you write jokes? Do you just wait for inspiration to strike? What does that look like for you?
I'm an inspirational striker. That's what I am.
Right.
I really and when it does strike, it comes out in big it comes out like in big chunks.
Hmm.
And then it just kinda and then I kinda like spread it out in front of me. And I and unless you know that unless you have that same like process, it doesn't sound like it's very productive. I wish that I could sit down and write jokes daily, um,
Right.
but I don't.
Yeah.
What I find though is I will, um, I'll think about the material that I already have,
Right.
and I'm already adding to I try to add to that.
Yeah.
So, and the tags the turns come with it. Um, but I think personally, I think I'm a better performer than I am a writer. Um,
Mm.
and so I have to have something happen that will get me to write, that will inspire me to write. Um,
Right. Yeah.
uh,
I'm with
uh,
you. Do you like do you carry a notebook around? You just use your phone these days? What do you
well,
do?
no, I still write I still like to write in a notebook.
Wow.
And the only
Alright.
reason why I write in a notebook is because I think it's for me, it's very organic, and
Right.
when I
I
write
get
it
that.
down, when it comes right from my head and into my onto the paper, for me, it is like it's a more of the process, you know? For
Right.
some reason, I can if I type it onto a sheet, it 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 goes away somewhere where it's not accessible to me until
Mm.
I turn the computer or look at my phone again. Um, and I don't like looking at the I don't like I can't type my I have big dumb fingers. So working off of a phone just doesn't work for me.
Right. Wow.
Sometimes I'll
Mhm.
send a note to myself
Yeah.
just because I have an idea. I'll send
Yeah.
a note to myself, but most of the time, I have my notebook with me
Are
wherever
there
I go.
are there typical times of day when inspiration tends to strike? I mean, for a lot of people, like I've heard, like when they're driving or in the shower or taking a crap or like,
Mornings are best for me. After I'm sitting there having a cup of coffee, I'll sit and drink some coffee, and then the inspirations come there. And then oftentimes it's late at night. Is where I really, I mean, I'm a night owl to begin with. So when the process starts coming to me, and then I'll just start putting notes down. And then sometimes something will just happen that I find funny.
right, right. Yeah.
I
That
mean,
dude,
one of the jokes I just recently wrote and was uh, about being comfortable with my wife these days. We've been together 10 years. We've been married 7. And I talk about I just say, you get to this level of being comfortable with each other. And we're now at a point where if she's taking a shower, I'll come in and I'll put my ear up against the shower curtain and try to guess what part of her body she is washing just by the sound. And
that's great.
I call it, "What are you washing?" And she's got another name for it, and she calls it, "Why did I marry you?"
Yeah. That's really good, dude. That's
Because what I
good.
did was I really did. I was in the bathroom. I'm like, "What are you washing?" She's like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "No." I said, Just keep washing, and I'll put my ear up against the curtain to try and figure it out." But you gotta really be vigorous so that I can understand, what part.
Dude,
And
that's hilarious.
it's
That's a
just
great joke. Yeah.
so
That's
but the only reason why I wrote that joke is because I was physically standing there with my ear up against the shower curtain. That's how stupid that's where it came from.
Right.
And I
Oh,
think
I
people,
love that.
and those are the kind of things people actually really relate to that,
Right.
because it's just so ridiculous, but you can see
Uh,
people doing it, you can
yeah.
see someone doing it. And because I did it,
That is a really good joke. That's creative. Um, well, man, dude, this has been really fun. This is only part one of 2 episodes, so we'll get a part 2 going here. But for those of you watching or listening, head over to slapsticks
with an S.
production.com. And we have also davidk.biz. That's Kaye, David Kaye.biz. And
Or davidkcomedy.com.
oh,
So,
you have that one too,
yes.
davidkcomedy.com. I'll pull that up right here and we can have a look
Yeah,
at it.
you know what? It's basically the same page.
Oh.
We just haven't figured out how to get the other one off. Haven't figured out how to, because I'm like, you know what? Go wherever you have to. Go where you can. Because
Let me just buy a bunch of URLs.
Because the emails will come back. If you're gonna send me an email, you can send it from either place.
He's right. It is basically the same site. So davidkcomedy.com, Kaye. But this has been really fun, dude. Yeah, I've had a blast chatting with
Well,
you.
good.
I'm
I'm glad you did.
looking forward to episode 2 that we're
I
gonna
know.
do,
I
part
can't wait.
2.
I can't wait to promote this with making a poster on Corel Draw.
Yeah, there we go. I love
So
the
sad.
callback there. That's brilliant.
Oh.
All right, Joe. We're yeah, go check out michaelhalcomb.live. I got a daily comedy blog that I do there. This podcast drops twice a week on there. You can subscribe to the newsletter. Yeah, this drops on Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your podcast. So make sure you subscribe and share with your loved ones, your friends, your enemies, whoever. Yeah, we'd appreciate that. But we're gonna wrap up part 1 here. Make sure you subscribe so you get part 2 when it comes out. Yeah, David, dude, good to catch up with you here, man.
Thanks so much. It's great to talk with you.
Yes. For
Thanks
those
for
of you
having
watching, thanks so much. We're gonna stop there and say we hope that helps.
It's all messed up, yeah. Everything's messed up. We're going from this mess up to the next setup. Everything seems so messed up, but it's just our setup.